The Colosseum, the Pantheon, the aqueducts, all incredible feats of ancient Roman engineering, and we often take for granted the amazing materials that made them possible, especially their concrete. But what if I told you that this material had a secret ingredient that allowed it to be placed underwater and last for millennia? Well, let's dive into the deep dive on ancient Roman concrete and find out how it was made. Concrete is everywhere. In fact, it's the most widely used man-made material on the planet, even more than steel and plastic combined. It's easy to forget that this versatile substance is actually a relatively new invention, first appearing in Greece around 500 BCE. Then, the Romans took this technology and ran with it, using concrete extensively throughout their empire. Roman concrete, known as opus caementicium, was so revolutionary that it allowed them to build structures like the Pantheon with its famous dome, which is still standing after all these years. But what made Roman concrete so special? Let's start with the recipe. Ancient Roman concrete was made with a mixture of volcanic ash, lime, aggregate, and water. The key ingredient here is the volcanic ash, also known as pozzolan. This type of ash, which is found near Naples, contains a high concentration of aluminum oxide and silicon dioxide. When mixed with lime, it creates a compound known as calcium aluminate hydrate, which gives the concrete its unique properties. But why was this mixture so effective? You might have noticed that the key ingredients of Roman concrete are similar to those of modern concrete. However, there's one crucial difference. Unlike modern concrete, which relies on hydraulic cement, Roman concrete didn't require any heat or burning of materials. Instead, the Romans were able to create a superior concrete mix without the need for high temperatures. So, what's the big deal about this ancient Roman concrete? Well, the answer lies in its incredible durability. You see, Roman concrete was incredibly strong and resistant to water and earthquakes. In fact, it was so durable that many Roman structures built with this material are still standing today. One of the reasons for its durability is the unique way that Roman concrete was made. The Romans would mix the ingredients for their concrete in a particular order, starting with the aggregate and then adding the lime and pozzolan mixture. This technique allowed for better compaction of the material, resulting in a stronger concrete. They also used a special technique called opus reticulatum for underwater construction. This technique involved placing a wire mesh or a lattice of small stones underwater and then pouring the concrete mixture over it. The wire mesh helped to keep the concrete in place while it cured, allowing the Romans to build underwater structures that would have been impossible with traditional concrete. So, what makes Roman concrete so special when it comes to underwater construction? The answer lies in the chemical composition of seawater. You see, when seawater comes into contact with the ingredients of Roman concrete, it triggers a series of chemical reactions that form strong bonds between the particles of the concrete. Specifically, the aluminum in the pozzolan reacts with the calcium in the lime to form calcium aluminate hydrate, which is a crystalline material that is very resistant to water. This reaction also produces sodium and potassium salts, which help to bind the aggregate together, further increasing the strength and durability of the concrete. Additionally, the silica in the pozzolan reacts with the lime to form silicon dioxide hydrate, which fills in the gaps between the aggregate particles, creating a dense, impermeable structure that is resistant to water penetration. Another amazing property of Roman concrete is its ability to self-heal. You see, when water penetrates the concrete, it can cause the formation of microcracks. However, the lime in the concrete reacts with the carbon dioxide in the water to form calcium carbonate, which acts as a sealant, automatically repairing the cracks and preventing water from penetrating further. This unique combination of chemical reactions that occur in seawater is what makes Roman concrete so durable and resistant to water. And it's also what allows it to be placed underwater without any special equipment or techniques. In fact, many of the Roman structures that were built underwater, such as the piers for their bridges and the foundations for their harbors, are still standing today, thousands of years later. In fact, the Romans used this technique to build underwater structures throughout their empire, including the harbor at Ostia Antica near Rome, the harbor at Beirut in modern-day Lebanon, and the island fortress of Sardinia. Today, scientists are studying the techniques used by the Romans to create more sustainable and eco-friendly concrete. By understanding the chemical reactions that occur when seawater interacts with the ingredients of Roman concrete, researchers hope to develop new methods for producing concrete that is more resistant to water and can withstand the effects of climate change. And that's just one of the many reasons why Roman concrete is truly a marvel of ancient engineering. Do you find the durability of Roman concrete impressive? What other ancient technologies do you want to learn more about? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.